Mike Burlack here to entertain you with the help of Michael McDonald. I'm gonna be there, up there, oh. I'm gonna be there, up there, oh. All right, hopefully it's not enough to get this video copyright claim, but whatever at this point. I just wanted to do another journal entry talking about. Does anybody else recall when in 2008 they tried to reboot the Knight Rider show? That's what the primary subject of this video is going to be. 2008. By then I had my DVD recorder, so I watched and recorded it whenever the weather and TV reception permitted. Now you have to have grown up poor to understand what I just said. What I just said there. In my entire adult life, I only had and paid for cable TV 1 year, 2003. It was the one and only year in my entire adult life I paid for and had cable TV. That was enough for me. So for the remainder of my life, adult life anyways, I only was able to watch whatever I could get, whatever was free and whatever would come in. So I did watch it, well, at least at first, and then eventually I gave up. Because it just, I never knew when I was going to be able to watch an episode and when not. And at that point, I was like, the hell with this. I'll probably just end up acquiring it on DVD at some point anyways, and then I'll watch the whole thing. But, that reboot, that Knight Rider reboot in 2008 was definitely an attempt at a cash cow for Ford. Kit in that series was a Ford, and then you just knew Ford threw so much money at this thing. I'm sure they didn't lose out. Maybe they didn't profit because it was only on for one season. So I'm just gonna share. I'm just going to share. I'm going from memory now because I watched the whole series when I acquired it on DVD years ago. So I'm just going from memory now. What I recall is the main character was named Mike Knight. Michael Knight, which in the pilot episode, David Hasselhoff would kind of give the show his blessings, I guess. It's at the end of the pilot episode in a kind of a send-off. I remember it was a funeral scene where he mentions, about the whole thing that the Devon character and his friend in the original series always pushed about one man can make a difference. Apparently, this Mike Knight was the son of Michael Knight from the original series. I don't recall anything really in detail about the mother. I don't think there was a whole lot in the new series about that. I just assumed that this Mike Knight was the result of one of the many flings that Michael Knight may or may not have engaged in the original series, which of course I have the original series on DVD as well. It's one of those things from my childhood, although I didn't really truly explore the series until I acquired it on DVD years later. But, oh geez, already 4 minutes. All right, I better get going here. The Mike Knight character was supposed to be this decorated soldier. I remember, I think they said he was like, maybe Desert Storm. No, even that would have been that was the early 90s. So well, no, it could have been because I think they made out, he was like 25, 26, I guess. In any event, the decorations that this soldier character in this series had, in real life, a soldier would have to be over 40 before acquiring all these military decor. that would be more realistic to real life. The soldier would definitely have to be at least at least 40 by the time he had all this military decorations. Definitely not 25, as I believe this Mike Knight character was in the series. Like I said, I thought the show was okay. It wasn't award-winning stuff, but I thought the white-haired guy in the new show, was definitely there as a sort of familiarity for fans of the original series. Kind of like Devin without the accent. But in the original series, Kit would always recuperate in a semi that I guess drove around the countryside. Not too far away, I guess. But in the new series, I recall it was actually this like military super deluxe airplane that the Kit went in to when it was time for Kit to recuperate. There was also a female sidekick who was definitely more involved with the cases, not just there for the car's maintenance, like the Bonnie character in the original. For that, the Kit in this series, '08, had an entire crew for that, monitoring him at all times and everything. The Kit was a Mustang, but he still had a male voice. It wasn't the original. That guy might have been deceased by then. But anyways, but it was a male voice, and I just remember thinking before I watched the pilot, watched the show or whatever, and I just heard that this new Kit was going to have a male voice, just not the original. I just remember thinking, well, because I must have got wind that David Hasselhoff was going to give the pilot show his blessings by being in it at the very end. And I just remember thinking, wouldn't it be cool if fans of the original show would understand what I'm just about to say here, but wouldn't it be cool if there was a conversation between Michael Knight and Kit as this new voice actor portraying Kit, and Michael Knight would say something like, Kit, you don't sound like yourself. And Kit would say something like, Michael, I'm a programmed computer. I'm going to sound however I'm programmed. Fans of the original show. I thought that was a good idea, and that didn't happen. But like I said, Ford was definitely hardcore putting money into this thing, because the Kit in this show had the ability to morph into any Ford Mustang model it wanted to at will. A Ford Mustang convertible, a Ford Mustang, a zooped up muscle car, a boss, or whatever. As long as it was a Ford. Anyways, oh geez, already over 8 minutes. Okay, I didn't want this to be too long. I'll just make this journal entry number 8. But I started out trying to record the show, which I got as far as disc 3 on these homemade DVDs that I made of the show before I gave up, because, like I said, I never knew when I was going to be able to watch it and when I wasn't, weather and TV reception pending. It didn't matter, because years later, ironically enough, in the bargain bin of a Shopko, which those of you watchers don't know what Shopko is, it's basically a department store that no longer exists. Although Shopko Optical still exists for some strange reason. The eye doctor place that was always inside this department store, that still exists, but Shopko itself doesn't exist. But I found it on DVD in a bargain basket at a Shopko. And I was like, okay, I'll check it out, and I'll buy it. And that's when I was able to watch the whole series. Like I said, it's not award-winning stuff, but it's okay. It was basically centered around action anyways, but anyways, all right. That's enough. I just wanted to mention one more thing. I got this thing in the mail, this big old big old envelope that is made out like the American flag, and I thought that was cool and everything until I read the fine print. I don't know. You think I'm wrong or something wrong with me about this? I just find it a little that this thing says "Made in China." I mean, no disrespect to the charity. I'm not even going to mention what charity it is. I'm sure it's a honest organization, whatever. But I just thought that was weird. An envelope of the American flag, but it says "Made in China." I just found that a little. Comment below if you think I'm wrong about that. Mike Bearlack. Good night.